All rise for the jury.
Since 1989, the justice system has exonerated 3,175 people who were wrongly convicted, collectively spending over 27,000 years behind bars for crimes that they didn't commit. The average exoneree loses 16 years of their life to wrongful imprisonment. Welcome back to Justice 4. We're your hosts. I'm Jackie.
And I'm Sam. Can you redo that for me? Don't redo it. How many?
How many people?
Uh-huh.
3,175. Since
when?
1989.
1989. So 36 years. Math is hard.
Yeah.
Jeez. 27,000?
Years.
Jeez.
Between those people, yep. It's pretty wild. I got some more fun statistics like that later.
Okay.
Before we get going, we do want to mention that we have merch up on our website.
We do.
Super exciting. Mm-hmm. Definitely go check that out. We do have some things that we've also been designing to release probably here in the next 2 weeks.
So cute. I can't wait. Also, the people who have purchased already, thank you for letting us see them and seeing how good of quality they are.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good. I love it.
Yes.
I still haven't ordered for myself, though. Why?
I know. I'm going to do that this weekend.
With me? Same.
So definitely go and check out our merch. It's on our website. We have links to it on the Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all of it. So definitely go check it out. Super cute. We designed all of it ourselves.
We did.
So.
Go us.
Yes. All right. Are you ready to get into this?
I don't have a choice.
I know you don't. Okay, so a few weeks ago, we did an episode about Yvonne Missy Woods, a scientist specializing in DNA who worked for the CBI and is now awaiting trial for 102 charges related to criminal misconduct during her career at the CBI. During that episode, we briefly touched on the release of Michael Clark, a Boulder man who falsely received a life sentence for the murder of Marty Grisham. From the moment I began reading about the evidence that convicted Michael, how he was convicted, how hard he has fought to prove his innocence, I knew we had to not only cover his story, but also the still unsolved murder of Marty.
Yeah.
Because it's seeming to get a little lost in all of the Yvonne Missy Wood stuff, him getting released, all of it, you know? Mm-hmm. So, you know it's coming. Buckle up, buttercups, because our episode starts in 1994 in Boulder, Colorado. For those of you not from Colorado, Boulder is northwest of Denver. It's situated in the foothill of the Rockies, and it's great for hiking, all of the outdoor things. We make fun of Boulder for it. And it also is home to Colorado University's Boulder campus, so it also is like a slight college town vibe.
It is.
It's so hard to explain.
Especially right now because of football.
Yeah, because Boulder is such an interesting place to explain. You have a little bit of everything wrapped up in Patagonia.
But mostly, that's actually the best way to describe it, for sure. Also, just a little fun tidbit, the whole Jean-Benet Ramsey went down in Boulder as well.
Yes, that is the other thing Boulder's famous for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Around 9:30 p.m. on November 1st, 48-year-old Marty Grisham had just finished up dinner and was relaxing with his girlfriend, Barbara Berger. That is her name. When there was a knock at his apartment door, Marty looked through the peephole and then looked at Barbara as if he knew who was at the door, before turning and opening the door. When Marty opened the door, he was shot a total of 4 times in the head and chest. Barbara didn't see who was at the door. Whoever shot Marty did it and ran immediately. Barbara called 911 and Marty was rushed to the hospital, but would later die from his injuries.
Oh.
Police found 9mm shell casings outside the front door, but nothing else. Mm-hmm. Since Barbara didn't see the shooter, they also don't have a description, leading police to start looking into Marty's personal life. Marty was the City of Boulder's data processing director, so not necessarily a job that's making you enemies. He was, however, divorced, and it was not a pleasant divorce. His ex-wife, Pam, had nothing to do with him anymore and didn't want anything to do with him anymore. Was not shy about it either. Marty had college-age twin children. They were 19 at the time, Kristen and Lauren. They are boy-girl twins, Lauren being spelled Loren. Marty's relationship with both of them was complicated, to say the least. Marty himself even admitted to Barbara that he wasn't the best dad to them growing up.
Self-aware king, okay.
Yeah.
Self-aware
but way after the fact.
Oh.
Like after the divorce, and I mean, like he didn't treat Pam good either.
Yeah.
He admitted that, and the kids. So, I mean, at least we're coming to the realization of it, so that's a good.
And in the 90s, good for him.
Right.
Men don't take accountability for anything.
Police were actually dispatched to Pam's house within 10 minutes of Marty being shot in the 911 call, coming in. So they, just dispatched over there. I don't know if Barbara said something, Marty said something, I don't know. But he was shot in the head and chest, so I don't think Marty was really saying anything.
And Boulder's not, a super big town. So, I mean, maybe it was just, someone on the force was like, go!
Yeah. Before going up to the front door, an officer felt the hood of Pam's car in the driveway and said out loud that he could feel that it was warm. But Pam told police that she had been home all night with her daughter, Kristen, who lived with her watching a movie.
Okay. How old were the kids again?
19.
Okay.
Kristen lived with Pam.
Yeah.
So just keep that part in your mind because we're going to bring it back up.
Wonderful.
Speaking of Kristen, she was actually supposed to have dinner with Marty and Barbara that evening.
I have a question for you really quick. Is it actually Kristen or is it Kirsten?
It's Kristen.
Okay. I just needed to check.
It's Kristin.
Okay.
But she called around 4 p.m., left Marty a message on his answering machine that she wasn't up for dinner tonight and wouldn't be coming. Mm-hmm. Something that didn't shock Marty much, but he still called her back around 6 p.m. when he got her message. But he got Kristen's voicemail. He thought it was a little odd, but he left her a message essentially saying, sorry, I missed you. And we're going to come back to her in a little bit.
Okay.
But
I have another question. How long have they been divorced?
For a few years.
Okay, so she's
not very long.
Not like a super scorned lover by any means.
Pam?
Yeah.
I mean, their divorce was messy and she makes it clear that she doesn't like him, but I don't know.
It's been a few years.
Yeah. We're done and the kids are in college and
I'm gonna
obviously as a girlfriend.
I'll do my best to not ask many questions.
Oh no, you're fine. It's a lot of people quickly.
Yeah.
And background scenarios, so.
Okay. Go on.
Lauren was attending college at Colorado Mountain College, which is about 3.5 hours away from Marty's apartment. Mm-hmm. Police determined there was no way he could have shot Marty and been back in his dorm room by 11:20 p.m. when an officer arrived to inform of his father's death. He was cleared that night because there's no way.
Yeah.
Which brought police to Michael Clark, a friend of Kristen's. And, oh yeah, there's something I haven't told you yet. The day Marty was shot, he went to the police to report checks missing from his house. But he didn't know who did it. Oh. That's important. Turns out, Michael was the one who stole the checks from Marty's house while house-sitting for him a few weeks earlier. Mike had forged and cashed a few checks before Marty had even figured it out. Okay. So on November 3rd, police brought Mike in for questioning. Mike instantly admitted to the check fraud when confronted with the information. So naturally, the police jumped to the conclusion that Mike killed Marty. To avoid Marty and the police from figuring out it was him who stole the checks. When confronted with this, Mike denies any involvement in Marty's murder and maintains his innocence throughout the entirety of the interrogation, which, by the way, he was not read his Miranda rights and was not told that this was an official questioning.
Oh.
He just was brought in under the check stuff and then, kept going.
That is a crazy jump, though.
Yep.
It's not like a robbery gone wrong because it wasn't an active robbery. What?
He literally fessed up to that.
Yeah.
And the cops left the room, discussed, came back in, and were like, you killed him.
They got into a little huddle hey, man, this is totally him.
Yeah.
He absolutely killed him. Let's go.
So, police now have complete tunnel vision, focusing solely on Mike. Even when a woman who lives in Marty's apartment building went to the police to report a scary man running from the building, and I quote, gave her the chills. This happened right around the time that Marty was shot. Police get a sketch made based on her description, and they also have her look at a lineup. She couldn't identify the person in the pictures they showed her. But when they showed her Mike, she said it definitely wasn't him because she would have remembered his ears.
What?
I mean, sorry, Michael, but at the same time, Way to have a defining feature.
Hell yeah. Actually, there's been a couple cases solved because of ears.
Yeah.
Man.
Or, bushy eyebrows.
I don't want to get into eyebrows.
I know. A convenience store clerk also reported seeing a car leaving the scene of the crime, but the description he gave of the car doesn't match Mike's car. Marty's lawyer also reported to police that Marty had a life insurance policy that expired at midnight on November 1st. He found that date very troubling, as well as the fact that Kristen and Lauren were the sole beneficiaries of this life insurance policy. November 5th, detectives interview a jail informant by the name of Walter Stackhouse. He claims that when he asked Mike about if he murdered anyone, he just nodded his head yes. He also said that Mike told him he got rid of the gun and told him about the stolen motorcycle that Mike bought. Detectives also noted that Walter was untrustworthy, even going as far as calling him a psychopath. Walter has a pretty lengthy rap sheet and as a 6-time felon with a cocaine addiction. That is literally the notes from the detectives in the file. But they took him at his entire word straight to the DA.
Yikes.
But Walter's information wasn't enough for the DA to charge Michael. But something that Walter said did point police in a different direction. Detectives were now focused on finding the gun that they believed Mike used in Marty's murder. Mike had an acquaintance named Dion Moore, who told detectives that he bought 2 Bryco Jennings 9mm guns, and Mike bought one from him on October 17th. Dion said that both guns had full metal jacket bullets, which, by the way, are the same bullets used to kill Marty. Dion also said that 2 friends saw the gun in Mike's car on November 1st. That's important.
Okay.
So they go to Mike and they ask him about the gun. And he totally admits to having the gun. And that he showed it to 2 different people before eventually just getting rid of it because he didn't like having it.
Okay.
Telling detectives he got rid of it days before Marty's murder. And forensics eventually determined that the markings on the bullets used to shoot Marty and the casings found at the crime scene did not match the markings that the gun Mike admitted to having. So they narrowed down the possibilities of these guns. And the gun that Dion had and that Mike had was the same thing. It would not have made these markings. So they were like, it could have been this. But still, a year later, in 1995, Dion was offered a deal to testify against Mike in trial in exchange for dismissal of a pending case against him. They offered him this deal without having any evidence tying Mike to the case, the crime scene. They didn't even have charges yet. They didn't even have a trial to promise him all this. But they promised it. Unfortunately, in October of 1995, just shy of a year since Marty was murdered, the case went cold. Which is beyond wild to me because there are plenty of other avenues for the police to go down. And I'm starting to feel like a broken record with the amount of cases where detectives get tunnel vision and refuse to look at anyone else because they think they know who did it. But that's it. They stop. The case is officially considered cold, not even a year after he dies.
That's wild.
Because they cannot connect anything to Michael.
Ugh. Okay.
Meanwhile, Mike does what he has to do for the check forgery charges. He completes his probation, and in 2001, he moved to Oregon with his girlfriend, Amy, putting all of this behind him. August of 2003, Mike and Amy get married. They go on to have 3 beautiful children. Mike manages an auto shop. They bought a house, and he's just the ultimate dad. He's coaching his daughter's soccer team. They're living the American dream.
Hell yeah.
We're going to jump now. We're going to jump ahead to December of 2009.
Oh.
Just to remind you, this is 15 years after Marty's murder. Detective Heidel has suddenly vowed to solve cold cases in Boulder. It's his new life's mission. He's going to do it.
Right. Yum.
I know one he should have started with.
Yikes.
After reading Marty's case, he decides to reopen it and proceed with a circumstantial case against Mike.
Okay.
Shocking. Even though there is no new evidence since 1994, it's not like it's headline news or anything. He's just kind of silently, quietly, just within the department, opening and reinvestigating this case.
Okay.
June of 2010, Mike and Amy moved back to Colorado to be closer to his parents and Amy's family. It takes them no time at all to get settled in Colorado. Mike gets a job at Ace Hardware, and he gets right back into coaching soccer and just being him. To Mike's absolute shock, in April of 2011, while working at Ace, detectives approach him and begin asking him if he knows where Dion Moore is. And they're looking for him in connection with illegal gun trafficking. Once again, during this, Mike maintains his innocence about Marty's murder.
Okay.
I don't know how they really, slip that in there with, trying to find him, but they do. That's what they wanted to go talk to him about anyway, but they use the gun trafficking as a cover.
Dion. Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So, there's one piece of evidence found at the crime scene that I haven't mentioned yet.
I figured. And just because I know, I'm assuming it's DNA.
But I mainly didn't tell you because it's not important until now.
Right.
There was a Carmex container found underneath the stairs where Marty was shot. The issue surrounding this is when the container was found. I have seen it was found the next morning, not that night, but I'm assuming that it's just a mix-up with how long it took to process the crime scene. So I'm thinking because he was shot around 9:30, he got taken to the hospital. Of course, we had cops back there. I'm wondering what time it took to get techs out there to start processing the scene, to collect everything, So I'm not too caught up on that, but some people are.
Okay.
As part of the new investigation conducted in 2011, the Carmex container was tested for DNA and compared with Mike's and only Mike's DNA. The DNA analysis of the outside of the Carmex container resulted in 2 partial DNA profiles, but they could not determine who they belonged to, and they could not be linked to Mike.
Oh, crazy.
Right?
Wow.
Once again, we can't link him. But wait.
That doesn't matter.
I know. The interior produced a mixed sample, which when compared to Mike's DNA, matched 4 out of 16 the loci, L-O-C-I-E. Yeah. Meaning Mike's paternal lineage could not be excluded. The mixed sample, however, contained DNA from at least one other male and could have contained DNA from more than 2 other males. Testing also couldn't be certain that there is no female DNA.
How many people use this Carmex?
Oh, we'll talk about why there's different profiles in a second.
Ay.
When testing the inside of the Carmex container, they tested 17 potential locations for DNA. Testing came up with only DNA types in 5 of the 17 locations, a very low percentage when testing for DNA. Testing showed that there is someone else's DNA on that lip balm that is not Mike's, and they can't tell who that other person is. Side note, Mike doesn't even like Carmex. He's never liked it his whole life.
Same. It's so bad for you.
It's weird.
It's so bad for your lips. Stop using it, please. Chapstick.
Yes.
Chapstick.
All the way. But also, of course they can't tell who the other person is because they aren't comparing it to anyone except for Mike.
Yep.
Oh yeah, did I forget to mention that all of this testing is being done by Missy Woods at the CBI?
Oh, who could have guessed that? Stupid.
Yeah. They take that small amount of DNA that supposedly connects Mike to the Carmex, and they expand the parameters of the gun Mike used, and now the bullet and casing markings match the gun that Mike bought from Dion. The DEA now agrees that there is enough evidence to charge Michael Clark with the murder of Marty Grisham.
What?
Yep. So they took that little amount of DNA, they expanded the gun parameters to make his gun fit within it, and suddenly he fits for this crime.
Wow.
January 11th, 2012, Mike is dropping his kids off at daycare, Before he
Hell
can
no.
even turn the car off, he was cuffed and taken away in front of his kids for the murder of Marty. You would think that that's the worst part. Nope.
You're lying.
It's not. The kids were left in the car. Eventually, a daycare worker went out and got the kids from the car.
Eventually?
Yeah. Like, what the actual fuck? They couldn't have watched him from afar and let him take the kids into the daycare and then arrested him? Or hell, could an officer have taken the kids in for him?
Wow.
Yeah.
How is that not like child endangerment?
They're police officers. They can't get in trouble.
Yeah. I was like, my blood was boiling when I read that.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh.
By February, Mike is released from the Boulder jail on a $100,000 bail. While awaiting his trial, he goes back to his family and his work for 9 months. Just before trial began, prosecutors offered Mike a plea deal. He refused the plea deal because he refused to admit guilt to a crime he didn't commit. He wanted to go to trial because he knew he didn't do this and that they only had circumstantial case against him.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Mike pled not guilty and took his case to trial.
Period.
Trial lasted 9 days. And to no surprise, almost every witness had substantial difficulties recalling events and statements made on November 1st, 1994, and the surrounding days. I have trouble remembering what I did last week, let alone something that I said or witnessed 18 years ago.
Oh my gosh. There's no way.
No. Many witnesses stated their only recollections were the result of reviewing old interview transcripts. Both parties, especially the prosecution, made extensive use of witnesses' unsworn statements from 1994 to 1995, and then also 2010 and 2011 timeframe to refresh their memories while on the stand.
Yep.
So, like, most of this trial was them having to help guide them through their old interviews.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. There's things I forget all the time. Like, I couldn't tell you half of the shit that happened this past week. But, like, in a traumatic event like that, I've had traumatic events happen in my life. I can tell you it word for word what happened.
I can too, but over the years, some things you just, like, don't include anymore. But, like, if I had to give a specific detailing of it, I could.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know.
It's
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
No.
Marty's life insurance policy that expired at midnight the night he died, with his adult twin children as the only beneficiaries, didn't make it into trial. The convenience store clerk that saw a car driving away from Marty's apartment after the shooting died before trial. The detective's notes about Walter Stackhouse shouldn't be allowed to testify in court were never referenced. Walter was a main witness for the prosecution, and all of those notes that the detectives made, never mentioned.
He was the informant, right?
Yep. Who they equaled to a psychopath and a cocaine addict.
Absolutely.
Who lies about everything.
Crazy.
Yeah. But he was their star witness at trial.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Which brings us to Dion Moore. When he was interviewed, again in 2010, he said that he gave Mike the gun with a full metal jacket rounds in it. The same that he had in his gun.
Mm-hmm.
Then he said the next time he saw Mike gave him the full metal jacket rounds back, and he saw that Mike had hollow point bullets in his gun.
Okay.
Hollow points were not what was used to kill Marty.
Uh-huh. Very different. Very fucking different.
Sergeant Wire, a Marine recruiter, testified when he saw Mike's gun on October 25th, 1994, the gun was loaded with full metal jacketed round bullets. Jamie Oler, Mike's friend, testified that on October 26, 1994, a day later, he saw hollow point bullets in the gun Mike showed him.
Okay. I can tell you right now.
But then he went and gave the other bullets back to Dion after that day.
I mean, Okay, don't get me wrong. I like guns. I don't have a problem with guns. You know, I did shooting a lot when I was a kid. I was raised in a military family. What can you do? However, like, unless you're like a hardcore gun enthusiast, you don't sit there and change out your bullets frequently like that. You know, you just don't.
I think he just made the switch. Because he gave the other bullets back to Dion.
That's fair.
So I think that he just switched to the ones that he wanted.
Probably. I don't know.
But still, the point is that he didn't have in his possession on November 1st the same bullets that killed Marty.
I don't know. Okay.
Then Missy Woods got on the stand to testify about the DNA found on the Carmex container and how it matches Mike's DNA, linking him to the crime scene. Mm-hmm. And we all know how that goes.
Meh.
Yeah. In closing, prosecutors said Michael Clark killed Marty Grisham so he could get away with the check fraud and still be able to join the Marines. He had access to a gun and ammo that matched the same gun and ammo used to kill Marty. He had motive, and he had opportunity. The defense in closing presented that Mike being caught up with the stolen motorcycle is what ruined his chances with the Marines, not the checks. Mm-hmm. They also brought up Mike's alibi. He was on the phone with his mom at the time of the murder. Okay, so this alibi is as proven as solid as you can in 1994. Because none of these people had cell phones that we are discussing in this. He was actually staying at his friend's house on his couch. His friend was home at the time that he was talking on the phone with his mom.
Okay.
There is no way he could have made it from where he was on the phone to Marty's apartment in the time frame that they had. Absolutely zero way. They have the phone records from his friend's house and the phone records from his mom's house. Records? Yes. Okay. They have the phone records that prove the phone call.
Okay.
Detectives tried very hard to make it work. They drove it different ways. They tried to recreate the same traffic conditions. But the only way that they could make it work is if they adjusted the time of the murder to the time of the 911 call. So instead of 9:30, 9:34. It's the only way that they could make it work. Or even to make it shaky of an alibi.
Yet again, they're changing the facts of the case just to make someone look guilty.
I have another question. Why'd she take 4 minutes to call the cops?
I don't know. I feel like they said that, like, I don't know. I feel like 9:30 was a round number. And
because, I mean, I have a feeling maybe she, like, was in hysterics and is trying to, like, go over to him.
I feel like it would take a second to register what the fuck just happened in front of you. Like, if she's sitting in the living room, because they're, like, hanging out after dinner, and he, like, opens the door and gets shot 4 times, and then the person, like, by the time he hits the ground, the person is gone. I, for one, don't think I'm going to immediately rush to that door if somebody just shot.
You would think.
I don't. Yeah, I feel like we had a bit of a stun moment. I think we had a slight, like, let's check on him. Like, what the heck just happened?
She also might have been scared and hiding.
Hiding. Yes. That was my thought.
Yeah. Like, and probably, also, like, hit her. Yeah.
We don't have cell phones. Your very first thought is not like
you don't have, like, a phone in your hand. So, yeah, so she's going to have, like, first of all, flight or fight and figure out her life. 4 minutes is a good amount of time for her to figure out all that and call 911, I would say.
You're fair. That's totally fair. Now that, like, we're saying all this out loud, she probably
it's a lot easier to just be like, what the heck took so long? But when you walk through
yeah. She probably actually hid. That's probably very...
Like, jump behind a couch or different room.
Yeah. And then just kind of, like, walk over.
It's an apartment, you know? They're going to... We don't have very many exits here.
For sure. And I couldn't tell exactly by the pictures, but I think you have to go up the stairs to get to the apartments.
So, I feel like it's never really clarified. I think he's up the stairs, not down the stairs.
Okay.
But either way,
it didn't look like there was a unit.
Yeah, so there's units underneath. Yeah, you could see with where the leaves were in the leaf picture. Yeah, there's units underneath. It's like so that's the first floor and then up there, yeah.
But she most likely heard this person retreating because 1, they were wooden stairs. So those are loud as fuck. 2, it was nothing but concrete slab there. So you hear the footsteps retreating. Echo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's, once again, trying to change the parameters of the case to make it fit. On October 22nd, 2012, after 3 days of deliberation, the jury found Mike guilty. The court sentenced Mike to life in prison without possibility of parole.
Okay.
The next day, his son turned 4. What should have been a happy day, a day of celebration. It instead marked the first day of Mike fighting for his freedom and to clear his name. Amy and the entire family knew Mike was innocent. Now, they just had to figure out how to prove it.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, how the hell did he even get convicted on this? Well, there's a lot that wasn't allowed in trial. That's how.
That's part of it. And then, I don't know, like, sometimes, don't get me wrong, I usually love prosecutions, but sometimes they do too much, and you can convince a jury of a lot.
Yeah.
And depending on the jury, because we've seen it multiple times, they latch on to one single fucking thing.
DNA.
And they don't let go of it.
I think in this case it was the DNA.
The shitty DNA?
Yeah, because like we said in Missy's episode, DNA is science. It's fact.
Sure.
As a jury, you're going to listen to DNA. If DNA put somebody there, DNA put somebody there.
Oh, his DNA was at the house. Oh, the house that he was house sitting?
Yeah.
Crazy.
3 weeks before that.
I'm just saying, if anyone ever got murdered in a few houses around this town, my DNA is a lot of places because I house sit. I dog sit.
Yeah.
That sounds bad.
But like also, if
bad.
you are a mechanic, you got to pull cars in and out of the bay.
Absolutely.
If you detail cars. If you're a house cleaner.
You don't realize, like, your DNA is not just saliva semen. It could be...
Look, I put my DNA on you because my hands are clammy. That's touch DNA.
Dude, deadass, she's so cold. Sweat, dead skin cells, saliva, obviously.
You want me to shake my dandruff at you?
Hell yeah, brother.
Sorry, Colorado's really dry, guys.
It is really
dry. No
dry.
matter what we do.
So, like, it's the smallest thing. You can get DNA anywhere.
It's why, if you notice, when you're pulled over by a cop, they will touch your taillight.
They touch your taillight?
Have you ever noticed a cop will touch the back of your car?
I have never noticed that.
That if anything happens, it's either a hand, it's touching it's a fingerprint, it's usually the taillight or something. So if you go to take off, you do something else, any of that, there is proof there.
I have never noticed that. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, you can get DNA everywhere, man.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere. Everywhere. It's crazy. Go on.
My DNA is a lot of places. My hair sheds. Like, freaking crazy.
Same. My hair is everywhere.
They started by filing an appeal. They made a website called freemichaelclark.org.
Nice.
Where they posted everything, and I mean everything.
Good.
The trial transcripts, the investigations, the other suspects, timelines. Honestly, a lot of the information in today's episode came from there. Because turns out it was right.
I love families that release everything. I am praying that's going to happen. So much has happened in the past 2 weeks, you guys.
So much.
Praying that things get released. Like, families release shit.
We'll talk about that in a second.
We will. We're not going to get into it. But, like, I love when families release things.
Yes. And also, please go check out that website. It is still up. It's functioning. There's so many pictures on there. There's stuff from him while he was in prison. Like, it's phenomenal. I have a lot of the info in here, but it's going to be linked in our show notes.
Is that where you got all the family pictures?
Yes.
Yep.
That's also where all the pictures came of the family as well, because, like I said, his family stood behind him. They were fighting for this.
Hell yeah.
So there's I didn't even save all the family pictures in prison with him.
No doubt.
There is so much. And
you guys, seriously, we show pictures to each other before we start episodes, and she was like, it's Michael and his family, Michael and his family, Michael and his family, like 10 of them.
And also,
10 of them.
somewhere in here is going to be a really cute picture of Michael and Amy and their dogs before they had babies
and
at
Santa.
Christmas, and Santa, and it's so cute.
But
They're an adorable family.
They are.
They really are.
They're super cute kids, too.
But go check out the website. After 12 long years of Amy, Mike, his kids, his parents, his family, and friends screaming that he is innocent, they finally began to see the light at the end of the tunnel when Missy Woods was arrested for her mishandling of DNA. That's when the Carmex container was tested by a private lab. The results came back that Michael Clark's DNA was inconclusive with the DNA found in the container and on it.
No way.
Once Mike's case was reviewed, it was determined that his conviction could be overturned and he would be cleared of the charges.
Oop.
April of 2025, after spending almost 13 years in prison for a murder he didn't commit, Michael Clark was released from prison and reunited with his wife and now almost grown children.
Hell yeah, brother.
Right?
Hell yeah.
Like 13 years. His youngest kid, his son, turned 4 the day after he got convicted.
17.
17.
That's wild.
I mean, it's so wonderful to see all the pictures that they very much stayed connected. And like all of that. And so I have no doubt in my mind that his kids knew he was innocent and he didn't do this. But like, what a very interesting way to grow up with a view of the justice system and people who are supposed to help the public. Like, I cannot even begin to imagine the very complicated relationship these kids have with law enforcement and our justice system.
I can't imagine. And also, depending on if they stayed in Boulder or not, they could have been targets.
I believe they were in Boulder the whole time because they've been right next to him. Yeah.
The kids could have been targeted somehow because the police have such a negative view on this family because of him. Ugh, how awful.
It's just crazy because they were so tunnel visioned.
Yeah.
Before we keep going, because I do have more. Some statistics reveal some disturbing truths about how many people are wrongfully convicted in the United States. There were 233 exonerations in 2022 alone. Experts estimate that between 6% and 15.4% of people are wrongfully convicted. Given that approximately 2.3 million people are currently incarcerated, between 138,000 and 354,000 of those individuals may be wrongfully imprisoned at any given time. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
The impact of wrongful convictions can spread far and wide, with wrongful convictions affecting people from all walks of life across a range of crimes, from murder, sexual assault, drug offenses, and theft. The consequences are devastating, leaving deep scars on individuals, families, communities, and society. Wrongful conviction lawsuits are one of the few ways you can clear your name if you've been wrongfully convicted of a crime, which is something I definitely expect coming from Michael and his family after all of this, which is something that Colorado is about to have a lot of.
Oh, yeah.
But back to Marty and his unsolved murder.
Marty!
We didn't forget about you, Marty. We didn't. Since the police didn't do much investigating outside of Michael Clark back in 1994 or 2010, Michael's family did. And I'm glad they did. So on their website, they have a whole section called Other Suspects.
No shit.
They do. And honestly, they did a good job. And now, I want to say I have never seen a police department, like, tunnel vision this hard. I know I've said it, but when you hear this...
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no. Let me grab my drink.
Let's talk about who else looks really good for Marty's murder.
Bring it on.
Let's start with Kristen. Marty's daughter. Was a decent suspect in my eyes from the beginning.
I mean, as soon as you said the life insurance thing, that's exactly where my head went.
She didn't have a good relationship with her dad. She was supposed to go over and have dinner and canceled. Marty seemed to know who was at the door. He gave Barbara a look of like, here we go again. I've seen where it's like he rolled his eyes when he looked through the peephole, or he was, just one of those like, okay, what's going to happen? One of those.
Yeah.
Not to mention that her mom is her alibi. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. But what's up with the car in the driveway having a warm hood? But Pam and Kristen swore they were home all night watching a movie. And another thing they didn't say in trial was, in trial, detectives talked about how the hood wasn't warm, but they didn't allow the body cam footage in where it clearly said the hood was warm.
Ugh.
Yeah, so that was the other thing in trial. I forgot to plug that in earlier because I knew I was going to talk about it later. Yeah.
Also, it's November in Colorado. It's not warm here by any means in November. And if it is, it's just not. It's not. Okay?
And they said that they hadn't gone anywhere that night.
Yeah.
They hadn't gone anywhere that evening. Because in the detective's notes. It's in the body cam, but that wasn't allowed in trial. You can hear him say it. And then at trial, they say it wasn't warm. Same officer.
I'm having a thought. I'm having a really bad
yep.
thought. I'm holding it.
Just hold it for a second. Plus, Kristen was a beneficiary for the life insurance policy, like you said. Mm-hmm. And that was up at midnight on November 1st. She was also a beneficiary for his retirement. Because he wasn't married anymore, so you can put your kids as the beneficiaries for that. And he held a very good county job.
Yeah.
City job. He was the director. Boulder.
So his retirement would still go out even if he was murdered.
Mm-hmm. I do believe so.
My bad thought's getting worse.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably like a 401k, all that jazz. So yes, if you have a beneficiary, it's going to go out.
Well, and also isn't there like a pension? Because he's like a city or kind of like, because he was pretty high up in it.
It depends on how long he was there.
He was like the director of public service or something like that.
If he was there for a while, then probably.
Collecting. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I forgot to mention, when police told Kristen her dad was dead, she said, and I quote, I mean, he could be a jerk, but not that big of a jerk.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Then went into another room and called a friend where she blurted out, you're never going to guess what happened. Almost laughing as she said it. The Carmex container is strongly believed to have belonged to Kristen, and that Mike's DNA ended up mixed up in the inside of the container from either kissing Kristen, and then she applied Carmex with her finger, like, you know, rubbed it on, and then rubbed it on again.
I thought they were just friends, though.
And that could switch it. There is some debate about whether they could have been little friendly friends at some point.
Okay.
So, but that is where they believe, because it was such a small amount, that it could have been a trace. Your DNA's everywhere, remember?
Yeah. Deadass, they probably could have just hugged.
And remember, it was never compared to her DNA. None of those samples.
Even with the private investigator?
Yes, because they were just clearing it for Mike for his case. That wasn't in the reinvestigation. That was in redoing his case stuff.
Okay.
Pam, the ex-wife, she's a good candidate too. She didn't have a good marriage. She wanted nothing to do with Marty, and she loved her kids. Now, I don't know if she loved her kids enough to go and kill her ex-husband so they could collect insurance and retirement money, but she did answer the door in a trench coat and never explained that. Because
Excuse me?
Because, you know, I lounge around and watch movies in a trench coat all the time.
Absolutely. Why didn't you say this to me?
Because I needed to get through all the things that focused on Michael before I could get into all the things that the police never cared about. Because all of this is from Michael's family's investigation.
All right, so my bad thought that turned into a worse thought has turned into something even worse. A horrendous thought. Go on.
I'm going to make it worse.
Oh, fuck.
Dion Moore is also another good suspect. He had the same gun as Mike, except he had the correct bullets in his. Unlike Mike's. He didn't necessarily have a motive against Marty, but he did know Kristen. So the thought process is that Kristen and Lauren had him shoot Marty in exchange for some of the money they would receive from the insurance and their retirement. But he doesn't necessarily fit into Marty knowing who's at the door.
Yeah.
Now for an unexpected suspect.
Oh.
Barbara's ex-husband. You see, Barbara was going through a divorce, and there's a chance her soon-to-be ex-husband wasn't very fond of her moving on already. But I have no other info on him because, once again, the police never investigated anybody else.
All right.
But, like, Barbara's ex-husband's a good one, too, because Marty could also see that, but I feel like he would say something to her instead of just opening the door.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on all of those?
Okay, so let me tell you. Here's my horrendous thought that I had that has...
Snowballed?
Yeah. Huh?
Snowballed?
For sure. Okay, so hear me out. What if Pam and Kristen fucking did that shit together?
Oh, that's what I think. That is the general consensus among people in this case.
Great news. Because it only kind of makes sense how his DNA ended up on the inside of that with being friends with her and possibly more. So.
Also, have you ever just randomly licked one of your friends?
Maybe.
They're like 19, 20. Do you remember just randomly licking your friend? Like, she totally could have randomly licked him and then like put Carmex on.
Mm-hmm. And also, think about this. In like the 90s, Spice Girls. Spice Girls were the thing. The British people, they kiss each other on the cheek.
Oh,
so we fucking did that all the damn time.
Valid. And like we were just weird at that age. They could have just been doing weird shit like that anyway.
So weird at that time.
Yeah, so like when I first was reading about like how that transferred DNA on the Carmex container, I was like, okay, this is a stretch. And then I'm like, well, actually it makes a lot of sense.
It does. So, and it's just, again, it's too convenient that his life insurance was expiring that night.
That night at midnight. And this happens at 9 o'clock.
Too convenient. And then you fucking said the trench coat.
And the warm hood and their relationship. None of them had a good one. And Kristen's reaction. That is not the reaction to your dad dying, especially when you were supposed to go and meet him for dinner and you didn't. Wouldn't you be like, oh my God, I canceled dinner. Like, I'm late.
Yeah. So the only thing, like, depending on what her cancellation reason was, maybe she showed back up. He was expecting her.
She just said she wasn't feeling up to dinner tonight.
Okay. So she shows back up. He's aware that she's probably coming over. Or, hear me out, what if Pam showed up?
Those are both.
And he sees her and is kind of like, oh, here we go again. Pam's going to yell at me about my relationship with my daughter. Something along those lines. The other one is probably in the car with it running, and that's how they got away so fucking fast.
And that's the car speeding out that they saw. We never see if the description that the gas station clerk gives matches the description of Pam's car.
He died.
And he died before trial. But they had years to figure that shit out.
Yeah. Bruh.
It's like they didn't even try.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't even try to solve this.
Yeah. Like, I really wonder why... Like, what good was it gonna do tunneling on Mike? I don't understand.
To get the conviction. To check tally on the prosecutor's box. Like, it always is.
We did it, guys.
And then once again, this goes back into Missy's need to solve high-profile cases.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's my thought, though. Yeah. I think... And also with the trench coat thing... If they didn't... If she's the one that shot him, which it seems could be very possible, maybe she had blood on her, and they weren't like, take off your trench coat.
She wouldn't have had time to change because it was within 10 minutes.
Exactly.
I can see that. I can see that. And her being in the shower would be suspicious as fuck.
Yeah.
Especially if you guys were watching a movie all night. And you suddenly decided to shower in the middle of it.
And for all we know, because Boulder is not a super small town, the gas station clerk could have identified the car, been like, there's definitely a woman driving it, and they don't put this information in.
He said that he saw the car drive off at like a high rate of speed away from the apartments, like speeding away from it. So I don't know if he saw anybody in it. He could just describe the car.
But he may have. But they may also know that car does describe Pam's car.
And I'm also wondering, like, if we lean more towards that way, the guy that the person who lived in the same building saw, like, it could have just been some random dude that was creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Because it was before that happened, not after.
I can't wait for you to listen to this next episode. You're going to lose your shit. Just because...
Similarities?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's been 31 years since Marty Grisham was brutally murdered in the doorway of his apartment. For 31 years, a murderer has walked free, while an innocent man fought to prove his innocence. 31 years of a family asking questions that have yet to be answered. 31 years wasted because detectives refused to admit they were wrong, because a DNA analyst couldn't do her job honestly. There has been justice for Michael Clark. We can say that with our whole chest.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, justice is still loading for Marty Grisham. If you have any information about the murder of Marty Grisham, please reach out to the Boulder County Sheriff's Office at 303-441-4605. And I want you to know, I literally had to go on the Boulder County Sheriff's page and find a contact phone number for them because they do not have a detective or a contact for Marty's case. So, do with that what you will. That's why I said, I don't know if they're going to compare that DNA to other people yet. They just compared it to Michael because we don't have an open investigation back yet. Mm-hmm. We don't have a notice on that.
And now that he's out, his family's not going to be pushing to try to find justice for Marty because they're not involved. They don't care.
Like they needed to get him out. So, but I don't know. I don't see Pam and Kristen doing this.
Or I hate to say it. Yeah, Lauren also.
And yeah, I don't know.
Because as much as, yes, he was 3 hours away in college, but if they're not pushing to find a killer, even at this point.
But I mean, but they've also spent this whole time thinking that Michael did it. So
maybe.
Or that allegedly getting away with it because he was accused of doing it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're just going to have to see how this goes with the reopening of it. But as of right now, we don't have any information on reopening this investigation.
Okay. I'm also curious, just because I know you kind of mentioned it. It's not even a curiosity. I just genuinely hope that Mike's family sue the fuck.
Oh, it's coming.
Sue the fuck out of Boulder PD. And I don't know if they're just going to go for Miss Woods or like just CBI as a whole.
Yes, CBI as a whole. And I'd have to say Boulder prosecutor. It's going to be a whole suit against Boulder.
For sure.
But
because, like, I hate to bring this up again, making a murderer. He was wrongly convicted at first. I don't know. We don't know at this point. But the first conviction he had, and he got a fuck ton of money from the PD.
Yeah, this one's going to be... It's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm. But they're probably just trying to reconnect as a family at this point, and then they're going to pursue it.
And there's, like, no amount of money that can make up for missing out on your kid's entire childhood.
13 years, right?
13. Yeah. 4 years old. Mm-hmm. His son was 4 years old.
And the two daughters were
a little bit older, yeah. Like,
that's hard.
That is high school graduations. That's going off to college. That is first day of kindergarten. That's...
Hey, it could be a pregnancy. It could be a marriage. I got married at 20, dude.
I know. It's just...
He missed out on a lot. But I just love that they were still in his life. It wasn't like a peace out type situation.
It was very much like, we all believe you did not do this.
So he was very much involved in their lives. So, like, he didn't miss a lot, but he did at the same time.
Yes,
you know?
Like, he didn't get to put them to bed every single night and be a part of their nighttime routine and be there when they're sick and take them to school and see the activities.
All this stuff, yeah.
But Amy, what a strong woman. You want to raise 3 kids on your own now while fighting for your husband, like...
Mm-hmm. Well, thankfully, his family and her family were both there as well.
Yes, and that's why they moved back here. So it was helpful they'd already moved back here. But yeah, what a...
And I'm sure they probably had other supporters as well that had their back. Yeah. Which,
like, so thankful he had such the family support system. Because I don't think he ever would have gotten free if he was on his own for this.
No. Like, he would be on that huge list of people who are still waiting to hear something about her.
Yes. All right, jury. Who do you think is a good suspect for the murder of Marty Grisham? His daughter, Kristen? The ex-wife, Pam? Dion Moore? Or our wild card, Barbara's ex-husband?
Or multiple of them.
Yeah. Let us know on the Spotify poll, in the comments on YouTube, on our discussion post on Facebook for this episode. Honestly, anywhere you can talk to us. All the pictures and resources for today's episode are on our website, justice4podcast.com. So you can go look at all of that. It'll be on Facebook and Instagram as well. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be shameless again. Please follow us on Instagram. We now have 71.
Hell yeah!
Please help. I'm trying so hard. The algorithm hates me. I don't know. Our views are up on our posts. No one's following, though. I don't know.
You have to tell
somebody
everyone.
Help.
Tell everyone. Follow them.
And if you liked today's episode, even if you didn't, hit that like, follow, subscribe, share button. Always share, because all of these victim stories deserve to be heard, and some of them still need help, and they need to get out there for people to have more eyes on it to help us out.
And maybe you think of something that may have happened that we didn't think of.
Yeah.
And you should tell us about it.
If you have a case you want to submit because you don't want to do all the research, Brooklyn, and you want to hear about it, go ahead and submit it online. Yeah, I called you out for that one, Brooklyn. I did.
All right.
But submit it because we love to do case submissions. They're our favorite.
We do. We have a handful of them that we're working on.
And then we have some that we need to reach out to because
some stuff is going on. There's a couple of them that are, wow.
Like, whoa.
Wow, 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 wow,
yeah.
wow, wow.
So if you haven't heard from us, that's why. We're getting there.
We're not ignoring anyone, I promise. There's very big reasons why we can't touch them yet.
Yes. So, you got anything?
Bro, no.
This was an intriguing one. I'm really excited for more things to come out on the investigation when it's reopened.
It better be. It better be. They better reopen it just specifically because he got out. I feel like they have to.
They have to, because somebody killed him, and we don't know who.
We have a killer walking free.
Among us. We do. Among us.
For 31 years.
Yep.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I have nothing further, man. We're going to go eat lunch.
We are going to go eat lunch. I'm so hungry.
But anyway, catch us next week for another full dive episode. I don't know what case is next week, but it's going to be fun. I just know it. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
She does know. She's about to read it. It's fine.
No, the one I'm reading to you next is before this one. But I know which one is after. It's going to be a good time, guys.
Okay, I'm excited because I don't know what's happening.
Make sure you join us. It's going to be a good time. Please don't forget to go get some merch because it's awesome. Follow us, like us, all that jazz. We love you. We'll catch you next week. Love you. Okay, bye.